Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another ManDem United podcast, which is the podcast dedicated to all things Manchester United. Brought to you by myself, Flawless Mr. Take Note, and I'm joined by my brother from the West Coast. Is in the building, Eddie. What are you telling me? You good? Yo, Eddie, can you hear me? Yo. I don't even know if Eddie can hear me still. Yo. I don't think he can, but we'll sort out them issues anyway. But make sure you hit the like button on the video. Make sure you hit the like button on the video. Make sure you share it across all the socials. And make sure you subscribe to the channel Sarcasm City TV as well. Make sure you do that. Hit the notification bell. Road to 4K. And as you can see from the title, people, Cristiano Ronaldo to Chelsea. And that's why I put the question mark on the end, because we are unsure. Cristiano Ronaldo to Chelsea with a question mark. We're gonna get into all of it. I have a lot to say on it. I know 110% Eddie has a lot to say on it. I know everybody in the comments does as well. Eddie, yo, you back? Can you hear me now, fam? Yeah?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm out here full of looking hella dumb just staring.
It's cool, man. It's cool, fam. Don't worry about it, man. Don't worry about it. It's cool.
No, I'm
It's
good,
cool.
man. How you doing? How you doing,
Yeah,
bro?
man. I'm blessed,
Oh,
man. I'm
shit.
blessed. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Eddie, my brother from the West Coast people. You know what I'm saying? And that. So yeah,
Man.
man. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into the Ronaldo situation, because initially, people, this was supposed to be about the Harry Maguire Ronaldo situation, and then obviously the Ronaldo news broke about Chelsea looking to table a bid, United being willing to accept, which surprised me as well. So we're going to get into all of that. So I had to change the title. Of course, we'll still talk about the Harry Maguire situation as well. You lot get all your questions and comments. Get all your questions, comments in. Please keep them Manchester United related. Unless you're doing the Zayn and super chatting, then we'll get to them. He says, shout out to Zayn, he's back. You know what I'm saying? And I still don't know what happened to the Rafinha deal. He's still not told me. But love to you, Zayn. Big up for support. And he says, Kroenke's wife owns Walmart. They have the money to buy Barcelona. Means we could get Barca players that way. Barca is a big brand for Kroenke. That being said, that's the only way Rafinha's ended up at Arsenal, is if your owners buy Barcelona. That's it. That's the only way you better get a Rafinha. So you know what, Zayn? Hold that, Zayn. Hold that. You know what I'm saying? Big up Zayn every single time. Let me run through the rest of the comments. Big up James as always, man. Big up. Love to you, James. Big up to Forty Taha, who became a member of the channel as well. The link for the membership is underneath in the description. I'm going to pin it in the comments as well. Give it to Mikey. Large up to you. He says he won't go to Chelsea. They would never sell to them. I think you're supposed to say the blowback would be, what does that say? Catastrophic.
Cataclysmic.
What does cataclysmic mean? I'm learning
like
new
on
stuff
some
every
Thanos coming through Wakanda type shit.
You learn, see that, people? You learn new words every day in that. Cataclysmic. Eddie said a word that I had to Google a few days ago. You said a word and I had to Google it a few days ago. Like, you learn something new every day. Cataclysmic. You know what? Give it to Mikey. When that ends up in one of the ManDem United titles, you know why. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to write that word down. You know why. Big up, give it to Mikey. The Glazers can't afford that kind of ill will during such a bad window on the heels of a bad year. I'm going to respond to this, don't worry. So I will start all of your comments as well, people. Big up to Daniel supporting as always. Says Champions League football is what he wants. I see him joining us. We're going to get into that. He won't go to Chelsea. Yeah, I already got to that. We gonna find out. We gonna find out. Give it to Mikey. Trust me. Big up Daredevil supporting as always. Big up Flawless. Hope you're doing well. Love from the USA here. Things between Maguire and Ronaldo don't look good. We are going to discuss that. Henry would never. You mean the same Henry that went to Barcelona? Is that what you're saying, Cam? Yeah. Shout out Cam every single time as well. You know what I'm saying?
Love the realest one out there.
Yeah.
Cam, though.
Shout out Cam. Love to Mina as well. I believe this is Mina from Gold Diggers. I was on that podcast again. Go check out the Gold Diggers podcast. I was there.
Shout out Mina.
Grizz was there. So shout out Mina, my sis, and shout out the whole Gold Diggers hierarchy as well. Shout out to her every single time. Big up to Daniel as well. Says my favorite Manchester United fans and my guys Eddie and the Grind King himself. Flawless. Big up.
Man. Shout out Daniel. Shout out Daniel.
Oh man, big up. But all right, let's get. You know what? I don't even know where to start. There's so much.
Wherever you want, we got the ammunition for it. However you want it, brother.
Yo, I don't even know where to start in regards to Manchester United. All right. We'll start with the Cristiano Ronaldo. We'll start with the latest news since that is the title and get your thoughts, Eddie. So reports have came out today that Chelsea are looking to table a bid of 14 million, and also United are willing to sell also. So your thoughts on the Chelsea bid and United willing to sell? Because I got a lot to say on this, so I'll let you go first.
Well, let me start out with my. You know what the thesis is, right?
Mm,
People, this will be the running thesis of this show,
mm.
and because Wallace got checks to get to, he didn't make me put the title, because simply put, United is a shit show.
Yep.
That's the thesis, people. United is an absolute shit show. They had about a good 2 weeks. These people had a good 2 weeks, dog. That's it. They only had a good 2 weeks. They got Malasia and they got Erickson. And leave it to them. Leave it to them to fuck that goodwill up so fast. Um, Listen, if you want to go ahead and sell Cristiano Ronaldo for 14 million
Talk about it. Talk about it.
to Chelsea, why don't you just have us fucking rocking blue and whites next week, bruh? If you really want to just work for him, just do that. I'm all now again. I'm all for selling Ronaldo. Trust and believe.
Mm.
I'm all for it. But if you sell it to Chelsea, listen, dog. I need at least 50.
You on 50 M's?
At least 50.
Is that just because you don't like Chelsea? That's where that
No,
stems from.
it's business.
That's
It's business. See, I'm selling to the ops. I'm not selling to anybody in La Liga, Bundesliga. I'm really selling to the ops. You got to give me 50.
Oh,
50.
yo,
And then
Eddie
I
had some
need something on the
jolting,
back
yo.
end if you sell them again. But we Manchester United, right? So we put it out there. Hey, you know what? Ronaldo, 14 million. Hell of a price. We gonna really re-up. What?
Eddie had some jolting, you know.
You
He
stop
said
that.
50.
I'm trying 50. Listen, I'm talking about like the business, the cold hard business, right? They went, I think they said that the stock prices went from like 2% to 8%.
Mm.
Now, I heard Boris got kicked out, so Chelsea don't got to look for the boogeyman no more. But it's still
Yeah.
tough out there in them streets now. You got a new owner. You don't know where your money really coming from because again, it's stateside. Again, it's not Rome, but it's still stateside, brother. That money ain't clean. But we gonna leave it at that. You need to show me how much you really want him. Because if it's just some type of talkative thing, just to put some speculation out there, just to get our names up and lights and shit, you could have done that with somebody else. But I mean, again, back to my thesis, United is a shit show.
We have been a shit show. We do know
So
this, and I
will he
agree with
go
this,
for
James.
14? Will he go
Eddie
for
Eddie is
14?
the best. I agree with this, James. You know what I'm saying? But
I
yeah, go on.
appreciate you, my brother James.
You know what I'm saying?
Will he go for
Go on.
14? No. Knowing United, he'll probably end up going for 10.
Here's the thing is, I've said this about when we've been doing dealings with Ajax, and there's been the Anthony links and the Timber links and the Martinez links and the
Mm.
De Jong links as well. I say this about all transfer negotiations. It's all about if Cam about you want to be on the show. You're a joker. Q&A fam.
Yeah.
As well as I was gonna say. It's all about what power you have in the negotiation. Are you the A side or are you the B side? And even
Mm.
though we are selling to the ups in Chelsea, we're the B side in this negotiation. He has a year left on his contract and he does
Mm.
not want to be here.
Mm.
Therefore, whoever we are negotiating with, if they have Champions League football, which is what he wants, they are the A side. As much as we don't like it, Chelsea are the A side in this situation. Am I surprised Chelsea are doing this deal? Yes. I believe it's more of a vanity signing
Oh, it's all vanity.
than it is a signing for on the field. Does he improve Chelsea? Yes, he does improve Chelsea. But that's not testament to his skill. That's because all their attackers minus Sterling are absolutely terrible. They're
Yeah.
awful. Like, let's keep it
Yeah.
real. There isn't many attackers in the Premier League at the top level, or in the top six, I should say. Let me just use the top six that don't improve Chelsea. They have Werner, Havertz, Pulisic, Ziyech, etc., etc. But I thought Chelsea would try and go and get somebody else who would improve them further and level them up even further rather than a vanity signing. But we know their new owners trying to make a splash. With the 14 million, what I am genuinely happy about is Manchester United seeming to do the best business for Manchester United. And when I say that, forget Ronaldo's skill. That's not what I'm talking about. Forget that. I'm talking about getting rid of an unhappy player. That's what I'm talking about. Because I believe if this was I believe if this was last year, we don't sell him. We hold on to him. Similar to what we did with Pogba, keeping a player who's unsettled and unhappy. And that's a recipe for disaster because nothing comes good from that. There's no good PR from that. There's no good vibes. There's nothing positive to come from keeping an unhappy player. I say it all the time. It's like being in a relationship with someone you're unhappy with. Why stay? I'm saying it's like staying with them because you believe you can't get anybody better.
Or you can change them type shit.
Yeah, or you can change them. Ronaldo don't want to be here. Whether that's his fault or not is a whole different conversation. I would not be so adamant about Ronaldo leaving if he didn't come out and say he wanted to leave. If he didn't say that, I'd be like, you know what, keep him for another year. Even though I'm not the biggest fan of him, I understand what he can bring. But from when he said he don't want to be here, bye. Like in a bit. That's my fault. And the fact that I'm so happy that Ten Hag seems to be ruling with the iron fist, because I never thought we'd sell him. I legit never thought we'd sell him. And again, that's not Ronaldo. Jadon Sancho could come out today, people, and say he doesn't want to be at Manchester United. And I'd say the same thing. Whether that's Varane, whether that's Maguire, whether it's Lindelof, Luke Shaw, the list goes on. Every player in that squad. Don't care if it's a senior player like Ronaldo or it's a youngster. If Diallo turned around today and said, I don't want to be at Manchester United, I'd say the same thing because nothing good comes from keeping unhappy players. Like Eddie said, we've been a shit show. We need everybody rowing in the right direction. Like, without doubt. We need everybody rowing in the right direction. We can't have people who don't want to be here and half-hearted. And I understand why Cristiano Ronaldo doesn't want to be here. Trust me, I get it. I fully understand when you look at what's going on. So I think 14 million's a steal. I'm not going to lie. I'm surprised it's even that much. I'm surprised. I thought he would offer less, but yeah, go on.
No, but here's the thing. I keep on, that's our thing. We are football purists. Them brothers is business people first, football purists second, depending on who you run to in any, I think, high-priced building, right? The reason that they move the way they move is because it's business first, and sporting is a very close second compared to who you talk to. Now, you might get to a city who's at a point where they're self-sustaining. So because the money's flowing in, they're football first, then the money comes second. You have the same thing kind of happening at Liverpool where due to their recent success, the football drives their business decisions. We haven't had success, so we're being driven by business decisions. Chelsea at the same time just went through one of the craziest sagas we've ever seen in football where the country literally takes away your ability to operate and function as you usually do. So they're operating from the standpoint of maybe, we lost this much money moving the way that we had to move. How are we going to recoup that? And nothing sells more than Ronaldo in world football. Again, when I saw the stock prices go up the way they did, and I don't even pay attention to stocks like that, that's when I knew it was real. That's when I knew, like when I saw the amount of media coverage that Ronaldo got in the States, different. He pushes the market.
Absolutely.
He pushes
the market. His marketing. He's a humongous brand.
And absolutely. Then I think Chelsea is going on a US tour soon. I'm not too sure, but can you imagine the selling point that is? Yeah. The next time you take your trip to the bridge, you get to see Cristiano.
Absolutely.
We operate on the idea of what's going to make my team better. They operate on the idea of what's going to make my pockets bigger and my team better, right? And so that's where the Ronaldo. That's the only reason Ronaldo gets linked. Because, brother, if it was for his play, he's only playing in Portugal. He ain't playing nowhere else. He's not playing in France. He's not playing in Spain, Germany. He can't cut it. Everything that he did this season was a byproduct of him just being out there. Not necessarily that he took a game by the horn. No, it's like he made it about himself, like you've alluded to and been accurate about. And so he had some type of production. But again, you and I, we don't give trophies for 18 goals in sixth place, but others out there do. And we believe in your ability to be who you want to be. So if y'all want to be the people to give that man a trophy after 18 goals in the sixth place, go ahead and do it. You won't see the both of us doing it though. That's all.
Facts.
That's it with him.
Facts. And we will get to all the comments. But what I'm really, like I said, I can't bang on about this enough in regards to us moving on an unhappy player who's our biggest star, and the fan base would be, certain section of the fan base would be in uproar if we did get rid of him. And I love the fact that we're doing what's best for Manchester United and not worrying about the fans, and not worrying about the image, and not worrying about the brand and the money we'll lose commercially. No, what's best for the football pitch. And that's him not wanting to be here. Like Eddie mentioned there, again, I'm not even getting into him on the football pitch. I'm talking about him not wanting to be here. And that's the key component in this, people. What sparked all of this conversation, what sparked Chelsea making a bid for Cristiano Ronaldo, was his peoples coming out and saying he does not want to be here anymore. That's what sparked all this, which is cool. I understand why he doesn't want to be here. I have full understanding of that. But if that is the case, we now move him on. If you want to go play Champions League football, cool. And if Chelsea come in and table a bid for 14 million and United deem that acceptable, Ten Hag's cool with it, which I love. You know what I'm saying? I already like Ten Hag anyway. And I said this as soon as the news broke out. If Ten Hag sells him, my respect for him will go up, because that is ruling with the iron fist and showing no player is bigger than what I'm trying to do. Because guaranteed, if this was Ollie, he's already come out the day that happens. Ronaldo's staying regardless. He's not going anywhere. So I'm saying clinging on to him. Why clinging on to someone that doesn't want you? I go back to the analogy I used. It's like being in a relationship with someone who don't want you. Why? You keep it stepping and keep it moving because you think you can't get anyone else. And yes, I hear people say, oh, the Glazers won't sign a striker. The market's not good. My rebuttal to both of those things is we will sign a striker. I'm not saying we guaranteed to sign a striker this summer, but will we sign a striker? Yes. No, actually, I go out on a limb and say we do sign a striker, because I don't think we go into the season with one striker only. We want senior striker. It's not just Martial. So I go out and say we do sign a striker. If that striker is of a certain quality, is a whole different conversation on who that is. So, the second point I want to make is, what did I just say then? In regards to, I lost my train of thought. My bad, people. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel as well.
Hold up though. Yeah, Chat Mafia. Listen, I'm not the violent type. But if I don't see 20 likes, I'm pulling up on somebody. If I don't see 20 likes, I'm pulling up on somebody. I'm not going to say who it is so I can surprise y'all, but somebody's getting pulled up on, man. Make sure y'all hit them 20 likes now. Come on, Chat Mafia. Do it for your boy.
Yeah, exactly, man. Get them likes up. And that was going to say, people saying that the windows, the striker market's dead. Well, that's on now Ten Hag and the people in the recruitment to deal with that, because these things can happen in football. You never know when a player is going to turn around and say, I'm unhappy, I want to move. You never know when a player, God forbid it don't happen, gets a long-term injury. And then you have to go into a market. It's not every time you're looking at a position, whether that's striker, whether that's DM, centre-back, wherever on the football pitch, the market is going to be flooded with easy targets, I want to call them, where you look at DMs and go, right, there's 4 or 5 to choose from. Or if you look at centre-backs, there's 4 or 5 to choose from. Sometimes you're going to go into the market in a position and it's not blessed with a lot of names that you know. And then that's when you have to earn your money. This is why this recruitment team is paid millions upon millions of pounds per year to do this job. All players were unknown at some point. Every single player we know, all the best players in the world were unknown at some point. The left back market isn't the best. Nobody 5-6 months ago was ever talking about Malacia. Now he's at Manchester United Football Club. That's how things work. Yes, that's on Ten Hag, but my point is go and find players like that. Go find me a striker. So if we did sell Ronaldo, I do fully believe, I expect Ten Hag, because they're listening to him, to say, I need a striker. Because I think with Ronaldo staying, which I thought was genuinely going to happen, we needed a striker anyway because Cavani left. Now we need 2. So go locate a striker. Go find one. One done says, flawless, I agree with Eddie, 70 million for him and a player from Chelsea. We're not joking no more. This is just unrealistic. 70 million for a player. Wait. 70 million for a player on the last year of his contract and he doesn't be here. You're not getting that. That's not happening. That's not happening.
One dog. I appreciate the enthusiasm, my brother, but damn,
70 million, it's not happening. We better take that 14 million and be happy with that. You know what I'm saying? You might have jokers.
I said 50 I think it was a stretch.
You might have jokers. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. You might have jokers. James says, All right, let me get to the starred messages as well, because I know you know I've got a lot to say as well. So yeah,
And
about
the
to give it to
players.
Mike. He says he won't go Chelsea. They would never sell to them. The blowback would be cataclysmic. The Glazers
Yeah.
can't afford that kind of ill will during such a bad window on the heels of a bad year. Here's what I'd say to that. We would sell to Chelsea,
Yeah.
110%. We've done business
Yeah.
before, so we would sell to Chelsea. So I disagree with that. The Glazers can't afford that kind of ill will. The Glazers don't care. When have the Glazers ever cared about what we want? The Glazers couldn't give 28 shits. Like, legit. Let's call a spade a spade. Like, the Glazers do not care. If they cared, you think we'd be in the state we're in? The Glazers don't care. They don't know what's going on. They couldn't care less about fans. We know this. James says, hypothetically, if Ronaldo went to Chelsea and did well while we stank up next season, I think that'll be the final straw with the Glazers, as it's
That's
beyond
why. That's
players
why
and
I gotta
management
be
at that point.
50.
It depends on what you determine. Sorry, I think my connection's going a bit. It depends on what you determine by God doing well. What's doing well at Chelsea? I don't think they win the Premier League. They just reach both finals of domestic cups. They won the Champions League 2 seasons ago. They got knocked out in the quarterfinals this season. Ronaldo ain't the answer for Chelsea. I'm saying that now. Tell everybody that now. Chelsea don't win the Champions League with Ronaldo playing up top. I'll say that right now. Domestic cup, maybe. And they don't win the league with Ronaldo playing up top. So the two major trophies, forget about. Their ceiling is our ceiling. FA Cup and League Cup. That's how good Ronaldo. That's how good I think Ronaldo is when I put it into perspective. Their ceiling is our ceiling. The same competitions we can win, they can win. Because they don't win the league or the Champions League. But we got a better chance in Europe than them.
What the no,
because we're in Europa League.
That's a fact. That's a fact. But you know what, Flawless? That was what I think I was what I was getting at yesterday, right? Yeah, not the Champions League, but that fucking Carabao Cup, that FA Cup type shit. He could get that for him in a one. But that's the thing. There has to be so many factors that come together for it to work with Chelsea. For the fact that if they're gonna spend 14 million on him, and if United is dumb enough to price him at that point for a Chelsea, then what's the use? They can do that. Because I'm telling you, they gonna make that 14 million off of his jersey selling alone.
Absolutely.
The issue that United have to
keep going, fam.
understand.
Come on, even a bit dodgy.
Yeah, I got you, no doubt. The issue that United is gonna have is, like was said in the chat, the emotional connection that people have to this man at this club rivals Real Madrid. If y'all want to give Ronaldo any kind of leverage in this situation, it's by giving him a low price. You have to give it a high price. You give it a low price, he can go, he can pick, he can tell other clubs. He has that type of pull. He can tell other clubs, I don't want to go to be there for you. You put the price tag at 50 million, you cut away the bullshit and see who's really interested. Right? Who really needs this? Because Ronaldo, again, you're making that money back, people. No, I mean, Ronaldo is insane. Ronaldo is insane. People, so when you get to a certain level of football, and even at a lower level than Ronaldo, irrational confidence is part of one of the main reasons you make it to that level. You have to believe in yourself in circumstances where nobody else believes you. That and nobody you give no one else a reason to believe in you. But somehow, some way, the power that you manifest to believe in yourself is enough to push you through certain situations in sport. If I was United, again, I'm not selling him to Chelsea, but if they fork over 50, I don't care. Anybody else, yeah, they can get the 14. Anybody else get the 14. But the rivals, 50. That's how it has to be. Like, you cannot give your PR7 since the 2018. We all knew that. Everybody but his fans knew that, Cam. When he was showing his ass in Juventus the way he was, we knew it was a wrap. Bro looked bad out there. And so you're United. You let him, play into the fairy tale that he's been running for himself. And now what? Now you're at an impasse where this man is twerking for other clubs in front of your face. And what can you do about it? What can you do about it? Shout out Arab King. You should take 15 mil a bag of chips and 2 pints for CR7. Uh, Depending on the brew, it could be a conversation. Depending on the brew, it could be a conversation. Shout out to Fardine. I think Chelsea will fall out of top four if they sign Ronaldo. Well, listen, the thing with Chelsea is they're a bit more cutthroat and a bit more about their business than we are. They'll sit him. They have they don't have to, continue to sell this idea that Ronaldo is here to save us. They can sell the idea that Ronaldo is there to do a job. You were Champions League winners before he was there recently. Your method works. It's like having a girlfriend who's a stripper and invites you to watch her dancing for other faces and laps. Listen, hey man, some brothers on that freak shit. Somebody's on that freak shit, but not us, and not me. Continue to get the comments and any questions you might have Manchester United related people. We're gonna keep it United specific for this time around. I think there might be a Q&A. You can get other questions in later on in the day. Ronaldo ruining the team chemistry is overstated. Yeah, I think I think it all depends on the men you have in the dressing room. And we have fucking little boys. We got little boys in the dressing room. We got people trying to get more brownie points with the queen than their own fucking teammates. We got people who see a Ronaldo who forget what you want to say about him as a person. How he conducts himself as an athlete is a totally different discussion. When you talk about you have to sacrifice immensely, immensely to be at the level that he's at. You cannot be satisfied with even the smallest amount of failure to be at the level that he is at. Because technically, he's not a Messi, but he has a mentality about him that allows him to continue to compete at the highest level because of what he buys into the sacrifice. Um, that's where it really comes down to with him. See y'all trying to put cams on Front Street. Hey brother, we don't tell them tales over here, Playboy. We leave that to the ManDem, especially during the ManDem United. You ain't gonna get him to snitch on himself. And Cam too smart for that. What happens at the club stays at the club. You dig, people? That's a rule of thumb. What happens at the club stays at the club. So I'm saying we got a whole bunch of people up in here. Yo, hit the likes, people. Hit the likes. Chat Mafia, show these people what time it is. Hit the likes. We got 34. We can get to 50. We can get to 50. Please, people, we can get to 50. Hey, man, real ones, no one. Come on, Cam. You know what it is. Shout out Murtaza. People say Ronaldo came in and ruined the project and we were in the right direction. Those same people wanted Ollie out. They didn't believe in Ollie's project. They said Ronaldo came in and ruined it. Murtaza, I'll speak for myself. I was only excited that Ronaldo was coming because I knew it would lead to Ollie getting fired. I was only excited for Ronaldo coming because I knew it would lead to Ollie getting fired. When I talk about mentality monster, when I talk about having a standard, that's something that Manchester United at this point in their process have no idea of. No idea. No idea. So the mere fact that certain men at that in that locker room, dressing room, had a problem with him trying to bring a standard that he's comfortable with, and the rest of the world is comfortable acknowledging is a winning standard. And whose side are we taking? Whose side are we taking? Like again, for what I say about Ronaldo on the pitch, off the pitch, I have no complaints. I have no complaints. I just don't care enough about what he's done to have any types of complaints. Like people are trying to figure out why comes across so egotistical because he is. Big up from Jamaica Dean. Let Ronaldo go. We see what happens to the team after he joined last year. Now listen, Dean, and I made this point. Ronaldo was a problem. Was he the biggest problem? No. And this is what I'll say. We had Ole Gunnar Solskjaer at the helm. He was enabling players who weren't good enough to the point where now they see a player like Ronaldo and question how he can contribute. It doesn't make sense. The only people who are professional in this situation with Ronaldo are the ones who weren't leaking anything to the press. Mark my words, people were leaking stuff to the press because Ronaldo was holding them accountable. And it's very easy to see if you don't know about the Manchester United dynamic, there were cliques. You had your Portuguese clique, your Portuguese and Spanish clique, and you had your English players off to the side doing their thing, just being losers. Again, the English players that we have, Rashford, Maguire, Lindelof, Rashford, Maguire. Oh, here he comes. El Jefe back in the building.
Yeah, man, carry on. I was listening in it. My bad, people. I was just sorting out the laptop. You know what I'm saying? Connection was moving.
Hopefully it works better.
Yeah. Carry on. A minute. I was listening in it while I wasn't on. I was listening. Carry on.
Yeah. So you had the English players taking their sides and everybody else taking their sides. Then you had those players who were just there to play football. So you have your Rashford, your Shaw, your Maguire, your Grant, your who else? I'm missing one. Well, he's irrelevant. So probably fucking weak ass Dean Henderson. And these dudes were questioning how Ronaldo was moving. I can get if you're Messi, Zlatan, you've shown success can be placed on your shoulders. But these other dudes, shut the fuck up and take a lap. That is not in your jurisdiction to question what Ronaldo thinks the team should do. And I'll leave it at this point. There was a video that came out during the Brighton game. You see Ronaldo score a goal, and you see all the teammates but 3 run to go congratulate him.
Mm-hmm.
That's very telling. That is very telling. You told on yourself. Because then I look at like, okay, who are them brothers? They not tapped
Before you continue, yo, King K, I've got your info. Brush already hit me, man. I'm gonna shout you. But yeah, go on, carry on, Eddie. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. So yeah, that's my thing. Like, Ronaldo was a problem. Yes. I was happy Ronaldo came because that meant Ollie was gonna get fired. That was literally the only reason I was happy he came. And yeah, I don't think it's wild to have that kind of stance. To be happy Ronaldo comes, but the idea that, Ronaldo ruined an Ollie project when Ollie had no project to begin with is kind of crazy.
No, exactly what you're saying, fam. And yo, there's 50 of you lot locked in. Hit that like button. Make sure you share this. Let's get more numbers in here as well. Big up to Mertaza says people say Ronaldo came in and ruined the project and we're in the right direction, and those same people wanted Ollie out. They didn't believe in Ollie's project, but said Ronaldo came in and ruined it. Yeah, if you was Ollie in at this point, I'm not you, Mertaza, but to them people, like, you wasn't with it at all. Big up. I know Eddie already said it, but yo, love to see my Jamaicans in the building, man. Love that. Shout out to Dean A. Thomas. People blaming Ronaldo for ruining the harmony in the dressing room. For everyone saying that, just go watch The Last Dance, watch the greatest athlete ever and how he was with his teammates. Here's the difference with that Mertaza. You know what that was? Jordan was Jordan. No one's putting up with that from Jordan if he's not at that level. If you are at that level, at the highest level, and you're the guy in basketball terms to take us to a ring, or you're the guy in football in terms to take us to a Champions League or a domestic title, you're put up with stuff. 100%. back to the girl analogy, you're much more likely, and yours gonna sound cynical as shit, to put up shit with put up to put up with shit from a girl, and depending on how pretty she is. That's just the facts of the matter. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Eventually, you get to a point. If the girl's average looking 5 or 6 and is talking to you bad, you're gonna tell her probably shut up. Now, if she's a 9 or a 10,
Mhm.
you will be much more willing to put up with this. Like, yo, Eddie, this girl's a dick, but she fire. You know what I'm saying? Like that, and that's what it is. That's what it
Right.
is. It
Let
sounds
me tell y'all
cynical,
something.
but it's real. Go on, Eddie. Go on.
Let me tell y'all something, man. And I'm not gonna tell myself too much, but when I tell you, low key was going through sparring practice on certain days just because you dig she could cook the hell out of a meal.
Yes.
Brother,
Yo.
lip sparring sessions when I wake up, like I'm going to sleep, and it's like you can just, somebody gets feel her staring at you, but you ain't finna look. You ain't even finna look because if I look over there, she gonna address something. So you just be faking asleep, but you be kind of shook in the covers, like, damn, I'm a grown ass man and I can't even handle the shit I want to handle it. But damn, she cooks some eggs with the cheese, the onions, all that. Okay,
Facts.
yeah, we go.
Been there, yo, with the girl. I'm like, yo, this girl annoying, but yo,
Yeah,
yo,
I'm
chicken and
ready.
rice slaps. You know what I'm saying? That's
You know what I'm
there, yo.
saying?
Chicken and rice slaps. And I'm like, yo,
Listen.
do I really want to miss this? Can I
Wake it up
really go down
to
this?
them eggs, them hot ass eggs and the sausage. You
Facts,
better.
yo. 100% did the full breakfast thing, and it's like, yo, scrambled eggs. You know what I'm saying? Brings it to you in bed. That one's there, and I'm like,
Come
yo.
on, man. Come on, man. It hurt, brother. It hurt. I was like, listen, I'm gonna take these licks, but Lord, these eggs better be good tomorrow. I swear to God.
It is so back to our point is that's what it is with Michael Jordan. The reason why his teammates put up with Michael Jordan, the reason why people put, yeah, man, Cam's defo, man. Oh shit, I still no,
Try
never
it.
mind.
You
I
gotta
get
get
into
one.
that.
You gotta get one.
But before we even go any further, but yeah, the reason why players put up with Michael Jordan acting that way, because he's the guy to take you to that ring. If you
Yeah.
three-peat twice, you're gonna do that. Like at whatever
Mhm.
point, if you've seen him win one league title, or you've seen him win a one league title, one ring, or he's won back to back 3 in a row, or he's come back and he's come back and he's won 3 in a row, shut up and listen to that man. Because he's the guy to take you over. I say this all the time. I don't care about players off the field activities as long as they're delivering on the field. Are they delivering on the field? That's what that is. And with Cristiano Ronaldo, you ain't delivering on the field. This is why I don't really have an issue with you leaving like that anyway. Because you're not once what you was. You are not what you used to be. Now, if this is prime Cristiano Ronaldo, different conversation. I'm saying, nah, keep him. Unhappy or not, keep him for a season. Because he can be the difference between us winning a league title or not winning a league title. Or us, in this instance, winning the Europa League or not winning it. I don't think it's that much of a big factor. So that's why
Yeah.
I don't really put too much on it, to be honest. That's me. Let's see what else. I want to make sure I get to. Calvin says thoughts on the De Jong to Chelsea rumors. Are Chelsea gonna do business with De Jong, with Barcelona? Should I say? Because news came out saying that the reasons the De Jong deal is being held up is because Barcelona owe De Jong X amount of money, like or something like that. I didn't read the full article, so I like skim read the tweet, but it was something along those lines that they owe him big money the same way they owe Gerard Piqué big money. Just the shit show that is Barcelona. That's what that is. So that's what's holding it up. But De Jong to Chelsea, they might look at him. I don't know. At Chelsea looking for a central midfielder. I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Um.
Go
It's tough for me. Well, first and foremost, Barcelona. Um.
on.
At this point in time, I don't know who annoys me more. The junkie who I told before I don't have any five for you, and they come back and ask me for 10. Or these dudes. Like, listen, Barcelona, you're broke. You're broke. We are making your dreams come true. You got Kessier, you got AC coming through, and you have no money to pay them. You haven't even paid PK. PK out here fighting for his kids. That's why he ain't fighting for his checks right now. That's the only thing. If PK didn't mess it up, he will be on your head for his bag. And now I'm looking at it, and they saying they owe De Jong like maybe 17 million. About the fuck is y'all doing? So look, they desperate. They gonna put any kind of story. It's kind of the same thing that happens. I talk about in basketball. People have these reporters they feel comfortable talking to, and they use them for this reason right here, to gain leverage in order to establish some type of legitimate understanding of how the deal is going to go through. They want more upfront, so I think they can use that money to in turn pay Dion. Now, I'm looking at Chelsea. You haven't sold your midfielders yet. And you want to bring one in that fits the profile of a Kovacic, where he's just going to be the one to carry the ball from the back line, initiate the attack. You have a Conte who I don't think you've given any indication, or at least Tuchel hasn't publicly or through your scouting, that you need a replacement for him. Jorginho's a different story. I think they've heard the rumblings about him, and they haven't necessarily pushed back. And so I can see Jorginho going. But at this point, man, it's like, what are y'all doing? Like, do you want people to respect you as a club anymore? Because the Barcelona that I grew up watching is no longer. This is right here. This shit right here. Oh man, this is. And again, it's a mid off.
Yeah.
One mid in Barcelona, another mid in United, and that's why we're having this type of story happen. Like,
yeah, I'm saying in the chat as well with De Jong. Yeah, he owes them money because of, is it COVID reason? Someone said it. Yeah, Melitaza said it. The only reason the De Jong transfer is held up is because De Jong and his agent want compensation for his salary cut, which is 14 million and 3 million in bonuses. Otherwise, it's a done deal pretty much. So that's the hold up. So to everyone, if this is the truth, that's what Manchester United. So when everyone's talking about why is the deal taking so long, this is why I always plead patience, because we don't know what's going on. Manchester United have known about this for the longest. Barcelona have known about this for the longest. De Jong and his agent have also known about this. We don't know. That's what I like. We can all give our opinions from the outside looking in, but the reason why I don't be harsh when it comes to negotiations, because we don't know what's going on. It's not like a football pitch where we can pinpoint someone. We can look at someone's performance and go, that player is performing, or that player is not performing. This is why the player is performing. This is why he's not performing. We can look at a manager as well. We can see what he's doing on the football pitch. People rarely talk like that sat next to De Jong in the negotiation room. Like, we don't know. And look, news like this comes out, which would slow up the deal. De Jong wants his 17 million if that's the case. I understand that. The same way PK wants his money. And one thing we do know for definite, without question, is Barcelona do bad business in terms of their players and contracts. We've seen this. Even though they're still trying to sign players now, and they've got no money. Like hijacking the Rafinha deal, but it's like, you have no money. Trying to sign Christensen and Aspilicueta and Alonso and Lewandowski and Kessie, and the list goes on. I'm like, how are you even fitting all these players into your team? Like, I don't get it. And Metaza, this is where I push back on this. Where you say, bro, this version of Ronaldo is still better than all of our team. Who played better than him this season? De Gea is the only one possibility. These players' ego is insane. Get these bumps out of our club. Before you get to this, so because Ronaldo is better than all of our team, let's say hypothetically that's true. I'm not even going to push back on that. Why should we not be trying to improve? We should definitely 110% be trying to improve. Just because the rest of the team are good enough doesn't make Ronaldo good enough. None of them are good enough. You made a point, I think it was you, Murtazo. I think James said it, where he said he'd get rid of our whole attack apart from Sancho pretty much. I agree with that. I'd throw Diallo in the mix. I'd have him there as a backup right winger because he's not been about. Same with Alanga because he's a young player. But I understand the point James was making. I don't get this. Or he's better than what we have, so we should just go and sign him. All right, Harry Winks is better than McTominay, so should we go and sign Harry Winks? That's where this logic is lost. Eric Dyer is a better centre-back than Harry Maguire, so should we go and sign Eric Dyer? This is where I don't understand this logic. This makes no sense to me, like in terms of that when people use this, oh, they're better than what we have. Like back to the gal analogy, this is like being in a relationship and the gal cheats on you all the time. Then you get with another girl. She cheats on you all the time, but she buys you things and gives you money. So you should let it slide because it's better than the last situation. That's my point. Is he's not good enough, and the rest of the team's not good enough. So we should aim to improve it all. And add on top of that, where what we keep forgetting is Cristiano Ronaldo does not want to be here. Let's not forget that. That's the most important fact that gets lost when we're discussing this footballer. When we're talking about him. He has come out and said he doesn't want to be here. Therefore, we let him go. Simple as that. Go on, Eddie. Talk to us.
Like, Murtaza, brother, you gotta listen to what I said, man. You gotta listen to what I said. The team is trash. Ronaldo being a standout isn't an accomplishment. It's not an accomplishment. If anything, it's an indictment. Because here's the thing. You couldn't get people who are significantly less of a talent than you to buy into whatever you were selling. You could get some, but not the ones who you needed. Not the ones who you needed. You were on an island. You weren't a leader. We needed a leader. Now, again, at this point of his career, should you be a leader? No. No. You can lead by example, but in a lot of cases, your leader is out there on the pitch really sacrificing for the team's success. Like Thiago Silva, for example. Does he wear the armband for Chelsea?
Yeah, he captained them, I believe. I believe so.
And how old is he?
36?
36.
I believe so. Don't quote me on that. Well, he's mid to late 30s anyway. The child
mid to late 30s, right? And what you have here is a guy supported by a system who can be the leader because he's supported by a system. But if Thiago Silva wasn't supported by that system, there's no way in hell they're listening to him because he's not producing. Now, granted, Thiago's been a great player in the past, but it's one thing to be a great player in the past and another thing to be a great player right now who players can buy into. And Ronaldo didn't do that. That's just a matter of fact. He couldn't find a way to do it. He had it all at his disposal, and he still couldn't find a way to do it. That's just a fact.
Yeah. And yeah, man, I'm saying it's a fault. So before he was 36, 37. Yeah, pick up to the chat as well. So that's why I don't get this whole, they're better than what he's better than what we have, so we should keep him. No. Is he good enough? The bar shouldn't be better than what you have. The bar should be, is he good enough? And like I said, if he didn't turn around and say he didn't want to be here, I'd go, you know what? Cool. He said that. And I understand it. I keep reiterating this, but he doesn't want to be here. Therefore, you let him go. Yeah, and there was games when Ronaldo was terrible, but Ronaldo, and that's not our Murtaza, but Ronaldo fans don't want to hear that. People act like this guy was exceptional the entire season. He wasn't. It was games where he was terrible. Like, let's not do this.
He honestly, I think, scored a majority of his goals in like 6 games or maybe some out of the season.
Yeah. 11 of his 18 goals were against 3 teams.
So it's just what it is, people. It really is just what it is. Like, you cannot argue against the production because it's one of the only ways in which we can measure not the only way, but one of the only ways in which you can measure someone's actual impact.
Cool.
I could see if it was like, okay, you know what? If we just left it at, he scored 18 goals. But what did those 18 goals lead to? Let's continue the conversation. And people don't want to do that. You just want to stick at the 18 goals and that's it.
Big up to the super chat from Hit 44. Love for supporting. He says, Arsenal fan, I know we're in the mud, but let us dream. Hey, we in the mud too. I say United and Arsenal, we're in the same jail, man. Don't worry about it.
No. Never in my life.
No, we're in the same jail, but they on basic. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, listen, brother, they out here. They out here having to clean the urinal cakes. We out there telling the man them to do it. So there's level.
But big up, man. He said, but love your cousin Brody from Philly. Yo, big up, man. We got
Oh,
my
shout out
Americans in
Philly.
the
Stand
building.
up, man.
You know
Philly
what I'm saying?
Bull.
We got West Coast on the panel. We got East Coast in the chat. Love that, man. So big up to everyone who's locked in supporting from all over the world. We've gone over 50 likes as well. Let me drop the membership link in the chat. I need to start pinning it at the start of shows as well. I will start doing this. People continue to get your Manchester United questions in. We're here for the next 30 minutes or so. Big up to Ronan as well. Another regular supporter says, evening, lads. Do you think the young to Chelsea links are genuine or employed by Barca to get us to pay more upfront? What are you saying, Eddie? I'll let you respond to this first.
Yeah, just more put on more pressure. I think that's the biggest thing. They want more pressure placed on us, and again, they're in a desperate situation. I know Star Sailor wants us to believe that they're not broke. Nah, brother, they broke. They broke. You're not the spot. You're not the Spotify Camp New or whatever they call that bullshit anymore. Like y'all broke.
That's Spotify Camp New, you know.
That's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be
uh,
Spotify Camp New. They gonna have the Spotify sign gonna be the biggest sign out there. They're not
it's
even
gonna
gonna
look like the
realize
bat.
it. They just
It's
gonna
gonna look
call.
like the
They'll do
bat
it like us.
signal.
They'll do it like yeah. They'll do it like us. The
Yeah.
Spotify Arena. They don't even own this shit. Camp New ain't even in your lexicon no more. It's the Spotify Arena. Put the badge.
The-
Put the. It's going. You know how they got the badge? They got to have
yeah,
that Spotify right out the back of it, and then the Barcelona right on top of it, just to realize who really
let's
running
go.
this
I
right
fucks
now.
with that energy. I was gonna say, I forgot what I was even gonna say. I forgot what I was even gonna say. Yeah, man. Like I said, here I've dropped the membership link in the chat as well for everyone. If you want to join the membership links there, but hit the like button on the video. Subscribe to the channel as well. It is road to 4K. I believe we're under 50 away. I need to actually double check that. But we're closing in on 4K subscribers on the channel. We are in it. So
Yeah,
big
y'all
up
hit that
to you
subscription.
lot
Oh, let me
as
check these
well.
likes. Do I got to pull up on anybody?
Nah, we're over
Okay,
50. We're over 50. Yeah,
we over 50.
over
We over
50.
50.
I
Hey,
missed out.
Cam, get started, homie. Get started. I want y'all. I want the
Shout out
smoke.
Cam.
Come with it.
And Mr. Mind says it here. It's a team sport. Oh yeah, that was what I was gonna do. Get back to what's it called? Get back to 1 second. Bear with me. Get back to Ronan's question. Do I believe that the De Jong? I believe Chelsea's interested in De Jong. Why would they not be interested in De Jong? They've been linked with central midfielders. They have been linked with some central midfielders. So it makes sense why they would go in for De Jong, especially Barcelona being in the situation they're in as well. But Barcelona are trying to get all the money they can because all the reports that have came out that they owe De Jong X amount of money, and that's what the holdup is with the deal. So we'll soon find out. That's why I just plead patience. King K said it already. It's all about I'm waiting until the end of the window to judge the window. I keep using this analogy. I'll use this again. People are up in arms, and you're telling me it's like telling me the series is bad, and it's a 7-season series. Shout out Ice Cream Van. It's a 7-season series, and you've watched 2 episodes. How are you telling me the whole thing is trash when you've watched 2 episodes? Like you can tell me you don't like the start. That's cool. But the whole thing is like telling me the film is terrible. And the film's 2.5 hours long and you watch 15 minutes. Like we are literally just into the transfer window. We're 7 days into the window. I don't know if it's because my bar is on the floor for this club. People are talking about preseason starts in 2-3 days and we've only signed 1 player. What did you expect? I only expected 1-2 players max. Did you expect 4 or 5 players? Is this what happened? What made, I keep saying this. What made Manchester United fans think we all of a sudden we were going to start doing great business? Considering all of the obstacles we have, considering we have a new manager, considering we have a new coaching staff, considering the board and we've promoted from within, considering we have new people doing negotiations, considering also on top of that our reputation is in the bin and people have been taking liberties with Manchester United for years because of Ed Woodward. We've done bad business. Back to the girl analogy. I keep using this analogy with we are the girl who has a scandalous past and was a hoe in the past life. Not in the past life, was a hoe previously. And now she's trying to change her way. She's still looked at as a hoe. Same way if someone gets locked up for robbery, armed robber, he gets locked up for petty theft, robbery, and does 10 years. Even when he comes out, is he not still looked at as a robber? That's what Manchester United are in the situation. We're trying to change our reputation. This is why we need to stand firm on De Jong and stand firm on other deals and do good business in regards to the Malacia deal, which I think is good business. If we move Ronaldo 1, which is good business. Moving Pereira on for 10 million is also great business. If we do sign a centre back, if we do Ericsson for free, that's more good business. I started one of the messages as well saying that Ajax won 125 million combined for Martinez and Anthony. So that's about 62 million. I think it's 62.5. That'd be great. Big sign both of those players for 125 million. To me, that's good business. Two players Ten Hag knows at good prices. See, let's call it 60 million. And they both go into our first team. All of a sudden, our back line looks different. All of a sudden, we have a right wing now. Our midfield looks different. Yeah, King K difference is we can't move cities in it. So we have to deal with that. We can't move cities. We just have to move correct to the point where people are like, wow, that was here 10 years ago. That's the situation we're in.
It's ugly.
Yeah, it is. And back to the series thing. Breaking Bad is like that. Breaking Bad, I've said this before, is the best series I've ever watched. But it starts slow. It's a slow start. I know you don't like it, man. I know you don't like, you say The Wire, but The Wire has weak seasons, fam. Let's not do that. The first 2 seasons is cold and the school season's cold. They're the 3 outstanding seasons.
I'm gonna let you cook, boss. I'm gonna let you.
You know this.
I ain't saying that. I'm gonna let you cook.
Wait. You've watched Yeah, you Breaking Bad, right? You've watched it.
Listen, man. Listen. Y'all really talking like Heisenberg really ran his household when he really didn't.
No, he didn't. I didn't say Heisenberg's cold. So, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that series is fire. You know why? Because it reinvented the wheel. There's nothing like that.
I'm gonna do the research and we're gonna come back to this one. I'm gonna do the deep dives. I'm gonna watch the footage. I'm gonna do the scouting tapes.
You know why, fam? You know what it is? Because it's a completely different plot to what we're usually used to seeing. No disrespect to Wire, no disrespect to Power, and I love Power as well. I love The Wire, but we've seen them type of things before. This plot is completely different. You know what I'm saying? Middle-aged white guy who's a chemistry teacher is dying, gets into the drug game with one of his former students to make money to look after his family once he's gone. Brilliant. It's A1 and the characters. I'm not saying Heisenberg's the guy. I'm talking about the actual series itself.
Yeah. I'm saying your series can't be top flight if you out here, you got millions of dollars, you got killers on payroll, and you getting punked by Elsa's mom. I can't do it.
Everybody gets punked, fam. You know what I'm saying? That we seen that.
I ain't see Omar get punked. I see him get killed. I ain't see him get punked.
There we go in it. All right. So look how he went out. You know what I'm saying? Look how he went out. Look how he went out. Yeah, exactly. And Heisenberg go out like that. You be like, yo, man went out like some punk.
I was about to say something wild. I had to catch myself.
It is, but we're getting back to football, people. We're getting back to football.
Yeah, we'll get it back.
And one done says, flawless. I'm happy Ronaldo is doing this because it's just showing up the fools that are running our club. I think we already knew this though. I don't know why this is eye-opening. One done. I've spoke to you enough. I know this is not eye-opening to you. I know this is not eye-opening to Eddie. I know it's not eye-opening to me. We know what our club's like. Our club was like this before Ronaldo got here. And it'll be like this after he's gone. Now, will it be better because of the manager we have? Yes. Because I believe with the last regime, we don't move him on. I don't believe with the last regime, we sign these players. We have a better manager. Period. That's the big difference this season. We have a better manager. So therefore, I'm like, I expect better results. I expect a better team. I expect better individual performances, even out of the players we don't like. So yeah, that's why I can't say I'm happy he's doing this. Like, I knew this. This ain't no surprise or shock to me. But we move. What I'm saying. And Jesse Pinkman is not Statman Baines Vardy, and you wilding with that. But back to what I was saying anyway, Eddie. Give us your thoughts on it. The Anthony Manes reports Ajax 125 mil.
It's expected. Okay. It really is. I think people have to understand, like, Ajax is a proud club with history. They're not a Borussia Dortmund who really get excited off of selling young talent. They want to compete at the highest levels year in and year out. And they thought they had something special with Ten Hag, and they did, but they didn't think it would, run out so fast, I'm guessing. And in addition, I don't think they counted on almost all of their top tier talent being poached on. Um, Anthony, because again of what the market is, I could see why they put him at that price point. He's young. Sure, you can get a winger every now and again, but this type of winger is a bit special and unique because of what he can do with the ball at his feet. And you look at Martinez. Martinez is the same thing. Martinez, for his size, the tenacity, the way he can distribute, it's an appealing package. And plus, they're Champions League proven. They've been in back to back years and maybe not got the results, but they haven't put these despicable showings on tape to where you don't necessarily think that they could cut it in another league. So yeah, I think at the end of the day, I understand it. Do I enjoy it? No, because with Anthony, his price was definitely something else before they lost the likes of the players that they lost. And Cam, don't get excited and start speaking nonsense. We not in the same boat. We not in the same boat, my brother. I might give you a buoy. I might give you a buoy. Like you got the little piece of plank wood that you struggling on and see. I might throw you a little buoy so you can come to the boat, but we not in the same boat, my boy. But it's okay. I digress.
We got Bobby as well. He says we inside larger
Oh, shout
Bobby
out
every
Bobby.
single time, man. Bobby over there doing big things in Scotland, man. You know what I'm saying? Catch him on the
Love to
BBC
see it.
reporting all them things shining. Love to see it. Need to get him on here. It's been a minute. Mr. Mide is not having it. He's saying here Ronaldo is not showing anything. He could have said something in January. He could
Yeah,
have
you
said
can say
something,
that for everybody.
man. Like that's the timing of it is
Yeah.
what's strange to me because he could have said something as soon as he knew that Manchester United were going to be in the Champions League. Now people will turn around and say, all right, maybe he was waiting to see the business that Manchester United are going to do, which could be the case. But then how much time do you give it? Like United are trying to do business. Whether you rate the players we're going in for, not whether you are impatient or not, United are trying to sign players. Like Malasia's here. The Ericsson deal's also done. We're negotiating for De Jong. We're negotiating for Martinez. We're negotiating for Anthony. So that's 5. So that's pretty much 5. Like that's half an outfield team. That's basically a whole new starting 11. Like you're gonna get completely different. And it's the 7th of July. The window closes, I believe, August the 31st. But I'm not saying he's wrong for being impatient, but you do have to take into consideration a new manager as well who's going to come in with new targets. So yeah, that I do hear that he could have said something much, much earlier, which then allows United to get a replacement in. Yeah, Mr. Mad, yo, you spitting, man. You know what I'm saying? You spitting. He said we needed players in January. Should have put the pressure on the Glazers saying if we're not in the top 4, he's bouncing. He could have said that. I can't even disagree with what you're saying there. This is a very, very valid point.
Yeah, no, this
It's
this
a
is
valid
this is
point.
the
I
thing.
can't even
This is
disagree
the
with that.
nobody disagrees with that point. You know what I'm saying? Like, here's what's tough. Like, I said the same thing about Ragnick when he's talking about, we needed 10 new players. Brother, you said we were fine in January. That's where I'm double R mafia till death, but boss man, come on now. We can't be looking like that. Because then you know what that does? It give credence to, okay, you know what? They just really about the money. They just really about the money. They brothers get in there and they really about saving their soul and earning their check and doing what it takes to get this Manchester United bread. That's what it comes down to. Like, of course, Ronaldo could have said this in January. He probably did. He probably said it to some extent. Because I know he cannot be seeing the likes of a Harry Maguire from what he came through and think that's okay for him to compete. So no, I just think it landed on deaf ears.
Yeah, it did. And yeah, man, every time, man. Big up Bobby, man. Miss you too, my brother, man. Love all the time, man. Man sees you shining. You know what I'm saying? Love to see it, man. Continue doing your thing as well, man. Goody says De Jong's agent is in London to meet with United. Chelsea want him, but the player prefers the option of going to Old Trafford and working with Ten Hag. And that's from Amanu_Saints. I think that's how you pronounce that. So Goody, I'm guessing that is a reliable source. If the player if that's the case, yeah, cool. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I've said this for the longest. I believe De Jong wants to be at Manchester United. Because if it was a no, it's a no. What are we negotiating? If he's so adamant on not wanting to be here, then he says no, lose my number. We have nothing to discuss. So that lets me, and then when the Barcelona news comes out about them owing him wages, it makes more and more sense. But if De Jong doesn't want to be here and maintain the same stance as always, move on. Go find other central midfielders. There's other midfielders that fit what we're trying to do. He's not the only midfielder in world football that United can go and acquire. Is he the number one target? Yes, but we should have a plan B. There should be. But speaking of that, we almost forgot with all the news that's going on. Let's get to it, Eddie. Harry Maguire liking the Instagram post. So for those that don't know, Sports Bible put up an Instagram post stating that, and this is all reports, that Ronaldo was unhappy about taking a wage cut because Manchester United are not going to be in the Champions League next season. And Harry Maguire liked this Instagram post. Then he went on to blame his media team. The floor is yours, Eddie, innit? The floor is yours.
People, if you ever get one lesson in life, the biggest one you can get is know yourself, fam. Know yourself. Know yourself. I don't think I've come across a more unaware person than Harry Maguire in my life. In my life. Not just on the pitch. Not understanding that he actually plays center back and that he has to, defend, and that when he gets the ball, it's a part of football to pass it to your teammates, not the other team in front of goal. Not to tackle your own teammates. There are simple conversations that Harry Maguire fails to have with himself. Then we have what happened yesterday. And this is the chickens coming home to roost. See, I can't stand Ronaldo fans, but one thing I can stand is that smoke for Harry Maguire. Brother, you gonna go through hell. And I'm gonna be here just like these, with this smile on my face watching it unfold. You crossed the wrong ones, Playboy. You talked about the wrong one, Playboy. They gonna cook you, they gonna eat you, and then they gonna do the bodily process that goes through after all of that. It's Dunsky for you with them. Because I think here's what Harry Maguire has to understand. More importantly, you do not have the cachet to talk tough. You don't have it. People hate one thing more than anything in this world. A clown that doesn't understand that he's a clown. This brother is literally walking around with the wig on, the big red nose, the polka dot jumpsuit, the ugly ass shoes, and he's standing around looking there like, why are these motherfuckers looking at me like I'm some kind of clown? You got all the clown shit on, Playboy. So now we're here. Now we're again, and I'll end it with this. Like it's just funny to me. It's not disrespectful because you have to at least have a semblance of respect from me for me to classify anything you do in that kind of avenue. And he doesn't. He's a clown who doesn't understand that he's a clown. So he acts accordingly. He cups his ears against 7-Eleven workers. Who does that? Who does that? There are reports coming out saying that he got on players during the Brighton game and the Leicester game when we see the footage of you being the worst player on the pitch. It's that simple for me, man.
Yeah.
Like
in regards to it, so Brian, again, what did Maguire do? Sports Bible put out an Instagram post, picture of Cristiano Ronaldo, and it stated that Ronaldo was unhappy about the wage cut Manchester United were going to receive, all Manchester United players were going to receive because we didn't make the Champions League. So I think their wages got cut. It might have been, was it 50%? It may have been 50%, 40%, something like that. And Harry Maguire liked the Instagram post. Here's my thing with it. In regards to him liking the post. Stand on it. All this, it's my media team. That's the new I got hacked. No, you was emotional. And not in this instance, but like when people get hacked and when they claim they get hacked, you're emotional and you got your Twitter fingers off. Or is it 25%? Oh, my bad. One done, write your question again and I'll answer it. Write your question again. I missed it. My bad, guy. My guy. But in regards to it, so yeah, just stand on it. Like, don't hit us with it's my media team. What do you mean it was your media team and that? No. Your media team, no. Tox made this point. We did In the Mud yesterday on the Twitch. Shout out to my brother Tox.
Shout out to Tox.
Your media team know what to like and what not to like that's going to cause you issues. Tox made the point. Tox said, if I give my Twitter and Instagram to Flawless, he's not going to be tweeting stuff or liking stuff or retweeting stuff or liking stuff on Instagram that's going to cause me problems. Bear in mind, if it is a media company that's controlling, these are knowledgeable, sensible people. So they just happen to like that one on accident after all the reports about you and Ronaldo having issues. Yo, just stand on it. That's my thing, is if you just started like me and Ronaldo, if you turned around and said, I shouldn't have liked that Instagram post, me and Ronaldo have had issues in the past, but we're working towards, and expand the PR, we're working towards to make it better for Manchester United Football Club and putting our differences aside and all that stuff, all that PR stuff. Just stand on it. Same way what happened when, I think it's when City got through, either PSG got through to the semi-final or PSG got through to the semi-final, and Phil Foden tweeted out, see you soon, and added Mbappe. And then it got deleted, and it was like, oh, my media team did that. He didn't even say nothing bad or disrespectful. I remember the Q&A we did after that was Foden tells Mbappe to come outside. There's nothing wrong with that. Foden wasn't insulting to Mbappe. He's like, I'll see you soon. Why would you not want to play against Mbappe? Bear in mind, Foden was the best player in that second leg as well. Like in that semi-final. Like he was exceptional in that game. So yeah, I don't understand why you just don't stand on it. However, that being said, we know he lacks self-awareness. We know he's absolutely shameless. We've seen it. You mentioned him cupping his ears. His family's always on Front Street defending him on Twitter. This guy posts his own stats. This guy turned around in an interview and said, Manchester United managers keep picking me. The England manager keeps picking me. I must be good enough. That's the biggest thing to me. He thinks he's performing at a high enough level. Zero self-awareness. So everybody else is wrong and you're right. You even have Sky, Roy Keane said it. We're trying to be up here and do a little bit of PR for him. His fellow professionals don't respect him. Peter made that point. His fellow professionals don't rate him. He's just not good enough. And the sooner he leaves, the better. Or even Ten Hag dropping him. Because Varane plays. If we sign Martinez, he plays. And the way that Ten Hag likes to play with ball-playing centre-backs, Lindelof fits that bill as well. If Eric Bailly stays, he could be a feature. So I don't want to see Harry Maguire.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. I didn't even get that. Wasn't even his greatest offense. You drew blood on Paul Pogba. I should fight you myself for Paul. But I think the cooking that you're going to get is good enough for me. Because, again, you know, you got your sister, a.k.a. the Penguin from Batman, out here acting crazy on social media. So what you need to do is go ahead and handle your own household or whatever the hell y'all got going on in that Maguire household. Y'all moving crazy. Daisy is an absolute menace. I'm not even on Twitter, and I've heard stories. Just the slick shit she done said. So hopefully Martinez comes in. This is one of the things I'm looking at Ten Hag to do, honestly, to see if he can establish himself as a manager in a Manchester United structure that hasn't, you know, been the most positive place to be. What if Ronaldo don't leave? How is the dressing room going to be with Ronaldo and Maguire?
Very
Ten Hag
toxic.
has a short leash. Ten Hag, I'm guarantee you this. He strikes me as a person like myself who unnecessary bullshit I have no time for. I will
Yeah.
figure out a way to get rid of the both of you, or the one in which I can actually get rid of the fastest.
Yeah. And that's what
But the other one's gone too. The other one's gonna go too.
that's why I see it happening. Like, yes, would it be bad? Yes, but I believe Ten Hag, like Eddie says, sorts that out. Look how quickly it seems we're dealing with the Ronaldo situation. Like, he came out and the news leaked. Not even, yeah, the news was reported about him wanting to leave. Then Ten Hag said, I don't want this to be a focus of Manchester United's preseason. Let's get this wrapped up right now. And that's where I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm with it. And it seems news is breaking all the time as well. Goody saying both Anthony and Martinez have placed pressure on Ajax to accept United's current offers for them. That's according to Duncan Castles. That's great news if that's the case. We're going to see this, people, steps in the right direction. Steps in the right direction. So I like that. You know what I'm saying? It makes sense. A centre back and a right winger. Two places we need to improve. You throw Ericsson, De Jong in that mix. We've got Malacia at left back. If Ronaldo leaves, I do believe we sign a striker as well. All of a sudden, we got a whole new team. And Ten Hag has players on the pitch he can trust. So I have no issue with him dipping into the Dutch league to go and get players. So great, it's a great start. It's a great start. That's what that is. And what someone else said, so I made another great point. And I forgot to star it. Let me see if I can find it. Here it is from Mr. Mind. Before we close it out, though, in 5 minutes, make sure you hit the like button on the video, people. Hit the like button whether you're watching this live right now or watching this back. Share it across all the socials and subscribe to the channel, Sarcasm City TV. Don't forget, this show as well is available in audio-only platform. So SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you listen to podcasts, type in Sarcasm City TV. It will pop up. Link is underneath in the description. The membership is also in the pinned comment as well. So Mr. Mide says this. Cristiano, how true this is, I don't know. I don't know where the source is from, but we'll find out. Cristiano Ronaldo will not be part of Manchester United squad for the start of the preseason tour. He's not going to travel to Bangkok tomorrow. That means he's gone. That's what that means. That means he's on his way out.
Yeah.
I'm surprised about. Happy about, but surprised. I didn't think we'd sell him. I didn't think so. Thoughts on this, Eddie, before we close out? We'll end on this comment here.
Let me that's all I can do is get the laugh out right now because I don't want to yell too much. He's not coming back. I think
that's from Fabrizio as well, Mr. Mide. No worries, man. Everyone, I always say to everyone, make sure you cite the source just so we know. That's all. Yeah, go on, carry on, fam.
I don't think he's coming back at this point. Because family. Well, here's the thing. I heard some unfortunate news that happened in his life with regards to his fiance. I won't repeat it, but I think if people understand what happened, you can understand that when you care about somebody, their well-being will genuinely play into any decision that you make.
Yeah, it says, sorry to cut you off. It says, yeah, United accept to give Cristiano additional time off to deal with personal issues. That's the rest of the tweet as well from Fabrizio. Go on.
He's had a couple familial things happen within these past couple years. So the sensitivity to how his football life affects his family, I wouldn't be shocked if he decided that, family right now is more important to me. The football stuff can wait. So I don't think it's a ploy, just to get away from United. I think he actually might have some things that he has to address in his personal life. But the fact remains, he's not coming back. Yeah. He's not coming back.
I don't think he is. And I hope his family and everything's all good. That's what.
Yeah, we always. That's
we wish his family nothing but the best, man. We hope everybody's good.
We wish everything. Yeah. We wish nothing but the best for him and his family. But brother lost 4-0 to Brighton. That does something to your fucking psyche, dog. I don't care who no man is, especially when you was one of them ones, and you getting smoked by Brighton. You got Cucurella off the left just killing y'all. Oh no, that does something. I don't care what nobody say. So for me, arrivederci. Please don't come back. Go find peace. Go find peace somewhere else, man. Hopefully, if it's with Chelsea, give us that 50 M's. He's all you.
I said 50, I'll take the 14 right now. That being said, people, with all this, we're not negotiating from a position of power. But with all this United news, you may get a ManDem United podcast special tonight on the Twitch, people. Depending if there's more breaking news, myself, Eddie, if he's available, probably a couple others will be on the Twitch, people. So make sure you follow the Twitch because we do the ManDem United. You get ManDem podcast here every Tuesday and every Thursday, but then when news breaks, you get specials over on the Twitch. So make sure you go follow the Twitch as well. Links underneath in the description. And you get separate content over there as well. That's where the fan calling show is. And there'll be a fan. If you don't get a ManDem United podcast special there tonight, you'll get a fan calling show. And the fan calling show is open, people. And it doesn't have to be on Manchester United. It's anything you want to talk about. So you can come on to give a question to me or Eddie or one of the other panelists. You may want to rant about something. You may want to ask us a question. You may want to disagree with us on something or anything. Or it could be something Sarcasm City TV related. The floor is yours. Only 2 rules with the fan calling show. Make sure your camera's on, face facing forward. And that's not because we care what you look like, because we don't, people. We really don't care what you look like. We let Ryan on here with his stupid face. We don't care what you look like, people. It's simply safety protocols. That's all it is. We all know what happened to Saeed and Matisse and Tobes. We're not trying to have that happen here. Secondly, make sure when you call in, you know what you want to talk about as well. Like I said, the floor is yours. So fan calling show tonight, midnight, people. That'll be on the Twitch as well. And big up to Bobby, big up to Jazz, and big up Cams as well. Yeah, go on, fam. What do you want to get to before we close out?
Chat Mafia. Chat Mafia. Can you imagine we are 8 away from 70 likes? Woo! And there's 48 of y'all in here right now. Listen. I don't want to do this to y'all. I would never put this on nobody because I'm not this cruel. But if we don't get to 70 likes, I'm sending all of y'all tapes of Arsenal games this year. I know I ain't trying to be cruel. I ain't trying to be mean. If I don't get to 70 likes, I'm sending y'all Arsenal tapes, and you have to watch them to get back to watch Sarcasm. That's all I'm going to say. That's it. So I bet you 70 likes. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Man, get them likes up. And again, whether I agree or disagree with you lot, I love the chat. Shout out to the chat mafia that has called you lot. Big up to all of you lot. And please just continue to support in the way you have, man. Continue to like, continue to watch, continue to share, all that stuff, man. Appreciate it, man. Big up to everyone who continues. Eddie, anything else you want to add before we close out the stream? And big up my guy Cam as well. Yeah, go on, fam.
Yeah, man. Appreciate y'all again. Hey, y'all keep playing with me. I got the what was it? I got the West Ham 2, Arsenal 2, real classic. Getting that one loaded up. What else I got here? I got the Brentford. Was that 2-0? That was a classic too. Got that one loaded up. Matter of fact, if y'all don't put us to 70 likes, I'm gonna get Cams to scream in y'all ear while he watching the game. That's what I'm gonna do. Forget the 70 likes, people.
And yeah, Fardine, I'm fully aware Rants started the stream. He always starts early. We're not until 7 p.m. So head over. That's where I'll be. Rants and Bands Twitch. Get over there now. Get in the comments right now. Say Sarcasm City TV send you lot. And I hope to see all of you lot over there as well. Like I said, we're back tonight on the Twitch as well. Sarcasm City TV, Twitch. Fan calling show, people. Unless some United news breaks, then you get ManDem United. And then Friday, no stats, facts, and vibes, but you'll get the pro clubs in it. Yeah, Cams will do it anyway. But love to everyone that has locked in. And this has been the ManDem United podcast on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Big up for tuning in.